We lie, we cheat, we steal. This is audio from the most recent Slow News Day Assange vigil, a purported alleged vigil for honorable, I can't say that word, for honorable greatness, Julian Assange.
Our media is so filled with a bunch of self-serving punk asses that they won't let him live it down, so I'm not gonna live it down in hopes that one day, like, my like not give a fuck vibes just emanate towards them eventually, and then someday it'll get brought up in Mike Pompeo's presence.
I'm trying to find right before Misty goes to sleep. Glory seems to have triggered them all. Some shtick about lie, cheat, and steal. I know that's the military phrase. This is what's referred to as a self-trigger.
The American government should have just owned up to it and then...
For Americans, we don't do that.
The propaganda machine at the time changed, were you?
Mm-hmm. Well,
it was so psychopathic. I remember watching that. Crassness, the chutzpah of it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching Mike Pompeo for the first time.
Right.
Yeah. Who's the director of the CIA? We lied, we cheated, we stole. We had entire training courses dedicated to that, man. Reminds me of the glory of the American experiment.
He was so excited that he even said it wrong. He's like, we lied, we cheated, we steal, we stole.
I'm never gonna live that clip down just because, like, our media is so filled with a bunch of self-serving punk asses. My like, not give a fuck vibes just emanate towards them eventually,
What
and
are you
then
talking about?
someday it'll get brought up in Mike
talking
Pompeo's
about?
presence.
Don't you talk that way to
could
me.
you talk a little bit about what you guys have going on in LA?
Yeah, so, Los Angeles.
Misty. Her eyes opened a little bit, then she shut them again.
Surveillance haven.
More triggering.
Sheriff gangs. Yeah.
I'm not downloading this, though.
Murder gangs. Let's be clear about this. When you say the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department has a gang,
He's like a high-pitched froggy. Misty had to be out there for about a couple minutes, sleeping, napping. I don't care if they break records for getting page views. That's a funny clip to check out. I don't know how they're going to edit that, but they certainly do like to edit. That's why often these live streams are pulled and then pruned, a little touch-up paint here and there. But I'm done with these clowns. I'm moving on. I'm stepping out. I'm going to see the world like a rolling stone. That was very entertaining to me.
April 11th, which is the 2-year anniversary of Julian Assange being dragged on.
I think they're reading off of scripts. Not all the time. But keep an eye out for that. Let me know in the comments if you notice that too. Please make sure to hit subscribe. Basically, you don't have to hit the notification button, but it'll really freak them out if I have thousands of subscribers and millions of page views. It only takes one viral video. I got 17. I gotta shut off Glory there. It only takes one video. I got 17,000 on that Hilaria Baldwin instant classic. I've been an internet addict. It's not that difficult to get a scoop here or there if you're glued to the screen. And then you notice, or you kind of figure out over time, what seems to be in your milieu, in your interest area, and what could go viral. I don't like using the phrase viral. I guess viral's the word, though. You want to find something that you look at it and you're like, oh, that's both obscure but underrated. That's what happened to myself when I saw the Hilaria Baldwin story break out on Twitter that she was faking as a Spanish person. I certainly found a biggie in the Brett Kimberlin thing. The only ones before me was a blogger at Democratic Underground, a dude, maybe a freelancer, I forget his name. This guy wrote an article called The Wizard of Odd. It made it into Time magazine. My scoops with the Kimberlin thing were within my shtick range, if you can envision what that may have looked like. And then it was the Deep State, or whatever this is, the Five Eyes. It was actually called Project Vigilant. That was like the front name. I'm not talking just about Uber, Lamo, Rauhauser, Reinhard Alexandrovna. It's the whole system. There are like these smaller ecosystems depending on our memory, our personalities, our beliefs, our whatnot, our all the rest of it. I performed some sort of reverse psychological operation. The Convo Coach film doesn't add up. Even if I made a mistake here or there, what was Glory do walking away? They made it seem they rose together. I don't think I made any mistakes. Maybe I made a mistake going to the high definition. Perhaps that doesn't work with lower definition content, such as the screenshots. Or maybe that's just my blurred eyes. I've been procrastinating getting eyeglasses, although I have been measured for them. But I digress. Enough about me, sort of stuff. She was walking away. I think I nailed it. I think I did a decent job in copying and pasting footage from both the German in Venice Echo Park film and the Convo Couch Echo Park film. Making these videos is not that tough. It can be tough in spots. The most difficult part of this is it can get tedious. It's made up of little jobs that can get mechanical. What I found perhaps most suspicious is the audio part where Johnny coughs sort of very close to when the officer on the loudspeaker said, "You have 5 minutes to disperse." But they also said that before, in that first warning on the Convo Couch footage. If you go to the German in Venice audio, that one said, "You have a few more minutes remaining." It was something like that. And another thing that's coming to my noggin is German in Venice seems to be a much more humble channel, yet, or maybe I'm wrong on that, he seemed to have a pretty big channel actually. His videos have very good production values. Good job, son, or laddie. Good job, laddie. The Convo Couch film was amateur, worse than amateur. Johnny was shaking with the camera. He has some fancy engineering degree. I don't know how. This is a bigger project to justify what he did in college, in my honest opinion. He looks very determined, smart, and ambitious, but on some type of government federal job shite related to military and paranoia about terrorism, domestic terrorism. I'm losing my train of thought. I wanted to make one more point. That was probably it. That coffee did. My original idea was to edit that out. You hear a guy coughing, I shouldn't say your, I just mean the universal mind, or myself. I'll just speak for myself. I heard that you have 5 minutes to disperse. It was like, ooh, it was that haversack ruse. It's that damn Rather thing. He had something wrong or this or that in his report, and it made the whole idea that G.W. Bush, was it, that he fudged his way out of going to Vietnam. But it's that damn Rather story. If I made mistakes, it wasn't on purpose. It's just an excellent example of how there can be a little bit of bad luck that ruins the whole project. It's like the turd in the punch bowl. It's the Alex Jones, who no one is jonesing for, if I could hazard a guess. They put lie on top of lie, but apparently there are people now watching them. It might have a little bit to do with how they were promoting militias while representing the progressive left. They're so exposed. They were exposed by mainstream. I keep forgetting that filmmaker's name. That's why Rod Webber. Door was exposed by him. He had primary source footage to share. Thank you, Rod Webber. Even though you apparently don't know I even exist. Jimmy Dore is exposed. I wanted to title the last one Jimmy Dore's Convo Couch. Blah, blah, blah. That's done. That's called nail hammered in. Everything they now do is self-evident. It's an exposed implicate order. Their implicate order is their facade. We had textbooks telling us to not lie, cheat, or steal. I don't remember that one.